Hey guys, what is up? This is Event Horizon. Just a little kill confirmed on Interchange. Not too big of a fan of this map. If I do, I tend to use the Type 95. As you can see right now, that is exactly what I'm using. So it's Type 95 with rapid fire and I believe red dot, obviously. Tell me what you think about the little graphic that I'm putting on there. Just to show the loadout that I was using. I'm using Assault, obviously, but I think that it makes it a little neat addition. I think that you guys would enjoy that. But either way, if you don't, let me know. Whatever. But two things we're going to talk about today is how I started my love for gaming, and then also at the end I'm going to show a little clip of me drawing the winner for the FPS Pro controller. I've already went ahead and did that. And that was done on random.org. Basically all I did was I took my subscribers, took the number, and assigned each one of them a number numerically based upon how they were listed on YouTube, and then just, pulled the number off of random, and then that is it. So you will be getting a message shortly, whoever the winner is. I'm not going to say right now. But just want to start with my love of gaming. Getting knifed. I started playing video games when I was really young. I mean, I grew up around it pretty much. I was born in 1983. Nintendo had already come out, so that was the big thing. But I started with Atari. I've even played the Texas Instruments Pong game. But I started with Atari, and I would play that like it was going out of style. They had a Knight Rider game, and you had a little paddle that just had this knob that turned, and then one little orange button on it. Man, I love that game. I thought it was like the bee's knees, and we've come a long, long way. I mean, that was just like a dot and some lines and some noise to this, high definition gameplay that you can easily put 40 hours or more into before you play a different game. So, that's just the nature of the beast. I like that, video games have evolved. So, when I got a little bit older, I was about 5 or 6. My parents got me the Nintendo, and Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt was my new addiction. God, I hated that dog. That fucking dog would piss me off, man. He'd laugh at you if you missed. Ugh. But I liked playing Mario. There's another game that was called Mystic Palace. It was a puzzle game, and I loved playing that, of course, until Zelda came out, and Metroid, and that. The very first Nintendo, I think, was the golden age of games. I mean, that's when developers were really learning how to stretch things. Some of the games now, I think, are kind of stale. I mean, we expect high definition graphics. Back then, that was not even heard of. I mean, 8-bit was high definition, 16-bit was high definition, and then, the Genesis come out 32-bit. Good Lord, we were all awesome. But, I played the Nintendo, and then once the Super Nintendo came out, I got that for Christmas, and, Super Mario Brothers on that was just amazing. I was actually one of the first people to find out about the hidden blocks in Mario Bros. 3, where you would crouch down on one of the blocks. I did by accident. I wasn't really trying to do it, and it just kind of happened, and I thought, what the hell's going on? So it's really cool, and it's awesome that we were able to implement Easter eggs and stuff like that so early in gaming. So, that was, like I said, it was the golden age of gaming. But for the Super Nintendo, Star Fox 64 was awesome. I love that game. And, I've played every iteration of Zelda that's been out. I still, of course, like the first one. Beating Ganon with the flute was just kind of a little crazy, but whatever. When I finally eventually got the Sega Genesis, that's actually when I started getting into competitive gaming, which was in its infancy. I mean, it's grown and blown up to something entirely big now. But I remember going to a Blockbuster, and at the time it was basically you had two systems you played on. You either played on the Super NES or you played on the Sega, and I chose to play on the Sega at the time. I just happened to like playing Sonic, and that was one of the games that you would play, and basically you would play 3 different games for a defined period of time, and the highest score would win that week. And then at the end of the 10 weeks, you could whoever had the highest score would, or 3 weeks. I'm sorry, it was 3 weeks. At the end of 3 weeks, they would tally all the scores up. So you have to play all 3 weeks, and you could win 1 week or 2 weeks or whatever. But in the end, the highest score overall for each system went on to play at what would be a regionals. And I won for the store playing the Sega Genesis. The 3 games that we used was Sonic the Hedgehog, NBA Jam. I love that to the day. I got it on the Xbox. It's still an awesome game. And then Virtua Racer. Wasn't too big fan of that, but it was a pretty cool game for the time. I mean, the graphics were awesome back then. You get to drive a Lamborghini, so for being like 10 years old and driving a Lambo, I was all for that. So I went to that, and I did not win. I actually got put out in the 3rd round. But every contestant got free playing at the arcade that was there. The arcade was actually a warehouse, and they converted it into video games, and there was putt-putt and batting cages and air hockey and all this other stuff. It was just a huge complex. It was called Sports. Anyway, we played that, and I got my copy of NBA Jam, and we went to TGI Fridays, and I had I don't know if they have it now because I haven't been there in forever, but they had something called a Jack B. Dandy, and a Jack B. Dandy was basically a giant fruit bowl, and by a fruit bowl, I mean a fruit bowl that you would find at your grandma's house or whatever, holding fruit, filled with ice cream and toppings and just whatever the hell you wanted. I mean, I had a sugar coma. I mean, that's the only way to describe it. I was 10 years old. Ice cream was my reward, even though I didn't finish. I did real good. How it happened was just, what it was. But, that was one of the most defining moments for me in video games. And, I've got tons of stories for that kind of stuff. But, it was really cool, and I enjoyed it. And I've pretty much owned every video game system since then, even ones that weren't that popular, like Neo Geo, Jaguar. I've purchased those and I've played them, and some of them had really good things. Dreamcast, God, I wish there was still a Dreamcast. I love the Dreamcast, but I guess it just wasn't meant to be. So that's kind of how I got started in gaming, and I stopped gaming for quite some time, but we'll get into that a little bit more. The gameplay's wrapping up. I'm going to go ahead and add in the drawing here so you can see. And I just want to say that, congratulations to the winner. This was totally random, so it did kind of surprise me, but at the same time, I'm happy for him, so all the better. The winner of this, as you can see, I've got 18 names here. So I still have a small channel, but I don't mind giving stuff away. And we're at random.org. We're going to change that to 18, and we're going to generate a number. Number, I believe, was 16. So pull this up, and I was looking through it, and I was trying to count. So I thought I had the right name, and I highlighted it. And you'll see here that I was wrong because I counted, and I went from having 18 names to having 19. So that just didn't seem right. I had to count a couple of times. You'll see here in a second. So then I expanded it and then went ahead and counted upwards. I don't know what that name is above I Can Has Cheeseburgers, but if you wouldn't want, I would have tried to pronounce that right over this. Can't guarantee it. But anyways, after recounting, the winner is One Clean Shot. He is the largest channel I have as a subscriber, and I appreciate him subscribing and liking my videos. But anyway, again, guys, thank you for the love. If you could, just like, favorite, share, just show some love any way you can. Thanks. Bye.